Walt Milne, and on behalf of the board, I want to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of the Swananoa Valley. And please silence your phones if you haven't already. And as is our tradition, we'd like to welcome any visitors that we might have at the service. So if you please stand and give us your name and where you're from, we'd appreciate that. We'll start over here on this side. Now you look awful familiar to me.
This is my brother Robert visiting from the Eastern Shore of Maryland for Christmas.
Welcome, Robert.
He's a Unitarian, he just doesn't know it.
So many folks are like that. Yes, sir.
My name is Sebastian Bosco, and this is my second time.
Welcome.
Welcome, Sebastian. Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Eric Sullivan. Recently retired here from Virginia Beach.
Welcome.
Welcome, Eric.
All righty. Just a couple announcements. Our Christmas Eve service will be at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, and we will have a guest violinist here. If you haven't heard him before, or even if you have. Pretty amazing. Ruben Oreno, been playing for quite a long time and is a member of the Asheville Philharmonic. Also, Larry Perlman is sponsoring a potluck Christmas dinner here at 2 p.m. on Christmas Day for anyone that wants to have a little community and share, whatever you can bring yourself or some food or some dessert. But please keep that in mind if you want some company on Christmas Day at 2 p.m. It'll be here in the back at the RE room there.
And let me know if you're coming.
Okay, and get with Larry and let him know, or email him or something, so he knows. Also today, aren't we lucky to have our choir? Which is always good. And we thank them for their commitment and their service to this community. They were here yesterday practicing, they were here this morning practicing, and it's wonderful to be in their service when they play. It's fantastic. Also, we ask you to please look at the back of our order of service where we mention the folks that have been in this land before us, the Cherokee, all the indigenous peoples. In fact, the Cherokee called this land the land of blue smoke and great river. And the blue smoke, of course, became the Blue Ridge and the Smoky Mountains. And the Great River, when translated from their language, became Swananoa. So that's where we get that. So please look at that in the back of our order of service, our land acknowledgement, where is also our 8 principles, which unite us as you use. There are values, our aspirations, words to live by, and words to try to bring out into our community. So thank you for coming. Happy holidays. And now we'll begin our service with our minister, Michael Carter.
Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you. I want to just start off by saying, I walk in my office and there are gifts, and from the board and from each of you individually, and I just want to tell you how deeply, deeply I appreciate that. I don't say it often, and maybe I should say it a little more. I hope you feel that I am privileged to be your minister. And it has been a while. And I know you may be sick of me, and I've been sick of you, but we hang in, and I just want to say thank you. And it's deeply appreciated. Our opening words this morning are from Brother Richard Gilbert. He's probably tired of me using him, but maybe next year I'll switch. This is called May We Enter This Hour. Thank you, Diane. May we enter this hour with hope in our heart. Not that through this hour the world might be changed, but that because of this hour we might be transformed. May we enter this hour without despair, not that we are not discouraged, but because despair can lead only to defeat. May we enter this hour in the spirit of the beloved community, not that we have achieved that lofty goal, but that we're determined to pursue it with all due diligence. So, please rise as you are willing and able and join in singing our opening hymn this morning, hymn number 39, Bring, O Morn, Thy Music. I chose two readings that I think were appropriate for the service today. So number 542, which we can read together, and 543, we can read that in response. Solstice. Let's read together. Again did the earth shift. Again did the nights grow short and the days long. And the people of the earth were glad and celebrated, each in their own ways. Let us not wish away the winter. It is a season to itself, not simply the way to spring.
When trees rest, growing no leaves, gathering no light, they let in the sky and trace themselves delicately against dawns and sunsets.
The clarity and brilliance of the winter sky delight. The loom of fall softens edges, lulls the eyes and ears of the quiet, awakens by risk the unquiet. A low, dark sky can snow, emblem of individuality, liberality, and aggregate power. Snow invites to contemplation and to sport.
Winter is a table set with ice and starlight.
Winter dark tends to warm light, fire and candle. Winter cold to hugs and huddles. Winter want to gifts and sharing. Winter danger to visions, plans, and common endeavors, and the zest of narrow escapes. Winter tedium to merrymaking.
Let us therefore praise winter, rich in
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they come praising the sound, hark and shall in their tale. Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding, ding, dong, ding, joyful ring, all carols on. Ding, ding, dong, ding, joyful tune to everyone. Dark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Ding, ding, dong, to young and old, me and the boat. Ding, ding, dong, ding, dong. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they come praising the sound, hark and they shall in their tale. Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong, that is the song, with joyful ring, all caroling. Ding dong, ding, ding. On they send, on without end, their joyful tone to every home. Ding dong.
For those of you who kind of don't like when we applaud, forgive me, but let's show them some love. So this is the time when okay. This is the time in the service when we invite you to share a joy, a concern, a sorrow. The floor is yours. We got the candles, we got the stones, and we got the water. Now we need you. So, please, come and share. Do I need to bring this to you? This stone is for those of you who, for whatever reason, didn't want to come up. Just know that we keep you in our thoughts and prayers and hearts and minds. Okay. You want to sing first? Okay.
So it's the, tonight, the last night of Hanukkah, I believe.
Mhm.
Here's the menorah. And you have a beautiful old Yiddish Hanukkah song as an insert here. So I'm going to play it through once, and then we're going to sing it twice, okay? Hopefully you know all those words like the hora, the dreidel, and latkes. Yes. All right. So I'll play it through the first time. Yeah, you can get up. You might want to dance.
While we are praying, candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
The meditation this morning is called Blessing of the Angels. It's taken from John O'Donohue's book, To Bless the Space Between Us. So center yourselves as you see fit. We will have our time of quiet as usual and after the meditation. May the angels in their beauty bless you. May they turn toward you streams of blessing. May the angel of awakening stir your heart to come alive to the eternal within you, to all the invitations that quietly surround you. May the angel of healing turn your wounds into sources of refreshment. May the angel of the imagination enable you to stand on the true threshold, at ease with your ambivalence, and drawn in new directions through the glow of your contradictions. May the angel of compassion open your eyes to the unseen suffering that is all around you. May the angel of wildness disturb the places where your life is domesticated and safe, and take you to the true otherness. When all and where all that is awkward in you can find its own rhythm. May the angel of Eros introduce you to the beauty of your senses, to celebrate your inheritance as a temple of the Holy Spirit. May the angel of justice disturb you to take the side of the poor and the wrong. May the angel of encouragement confirm you in worth and self-respect, that you may live with the dignity that presides in your soul. And may the angel of death arrive only when your life is complete and you have brought every given gift to the threshold where its infinity can truly shine. May all the angels be your sheltering and joyful guardians. And now, while our minds are one, at least for this brief moment, I leave you all with the eloquence of silence. And so it is. William James reminds us that the greatest use of life is to spend it on something that will outlast it. In that spirit, we collect this morning's offering.
Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. From my heart. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad!
Thank you for your generosity. So please rise as you are willing and able and join in singing the UU National Anthem. Spirit of Life, number 123. The Singing of Angels by Dr. Howard Thurman. There must be always remaining in every person's life some place for the singing of angels, some place for that which is in itself breathlessly beautiful, and by an inherent prerogative throws all the rest of life into a new and creative relatedness, something that gathers up in itself all the freshness of experience from the drab and the commonplace areas of living and glows in one bright light of penetrating beauty and meaning, and then it vanishes. The commonplace is shot through with new glory, old burdens become lighter, deep and ancient wounds lose much of their old hurting. I love this idea. Thurman says that a crown is placed over our heads that for the rest of our lives we are growing tall enough to wear. Despite all the crassness of life, despite all the hardness of life, despite all the harsh discords of life, life is saved by the singing of angels. And then, of course, you can't go wrong with Rumi. To love is human. To feel pain is human. Yet to love despite the pain is pure angel. You probably remember this. There was a time when angels were only regulated to grace the cover of Christmas cards. And so the word angel is derived from the Greek word angelos, which means messenger or envoy. Sometimes in the Hebrew Bible, it's translated as a legislator. The word for angel in Hebrew is malach or malachim, which also means messenger. And both words nicely coincide with the Persian word for angel, which is anagaros, which simply means a courier. Angels are often depicted as benevolent celestial beings who act as intermediaries between human beings and God, or as guardians who protect and guide human beings, during our sojourn of our lives, and they deliver messages. They can be found in the Quran and in the First and Second Testament stories. They can also be found in stories of the Baha'i faith as well. For me, I was living in New York City at the time, the angel craze kind of hit its peak in the 1990s, in the late 1990s. I was traveling at the time in many so-called metaphysical circles, New Age circles at the time, trying on different spiritual teachings. I was a seeker. But I also wanted to find something. I always remind you that you get points for seeking, but you get more points when you discover something. And I could have been just being rebellious. But I never really got into the angel scene, although I don't doubt it when people told me they've seen angels or communicated with them. I had a very talented psychic, and he was a friend of mine, tell me I was going through a particularly rough time with people around me, but it never seemed to touch me. And I was like, well, what? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. And he gave me a reading once, and he said, Michael, I don't know whether you believe this or not, but there's an angel around you with these big wings. So just lighten up. I'll get into that later. For one thing, the angels, I'm like a bah humbug, but I'm not anymore, but I was. But for one thing, the angels I had seen in pictures of various works of art, they didn't really look like me. They were all kind of chubby and blonde, blue-eyed, and I didn't like that. And so I didn't want to deal with that. And I've since obviously gotten over this, but at the time I wasn't welcoming. I didn't feel welcome, so I didn't want to talk about angels. Of course, then Hollywood began to catch on, because where there's a chance to make $1, Hollywood will be there. And so they made all these movies about angels. I remember, you may remember the remake of City of Angels with Nicolas Cage portraying an angel who had fallen in love with an earth woman, Meg Ryan. I thought it was a good movie. Cage decided to give up being an angel and stay on earth to live as a human being with Meg Ryan. There was also, it wasn't a bad choice, I mean, there was also the German film entitled Wings of Desire. Did you ever see that? It's a wonderful movie. Again, the theme of an angel falling in love with an earth woman and deciding to remain an angel. Do I stay an angel, or do I become a human being because of the power of this human love? I think City of Angels was kind of a takeoff on that. Then there was the movie Michael, with John Travolta playing a beer guzzling, chain smoking. He almost put some boundaries there, but even irreverent angel by the name of Michael, who helped others with his good deeds. Then, of course, there was the TV series Touched by an Angel, with Della Reese, whom I happened to work with. One of my first big jobs as an actor was an ABC children's special, and she was the star of that. She was a lovely lady. Della Reese was later a minister, a New Thought minister. She portrayed an angel in charge of other angels in this TV show, assisting them in learning their life lessons. You know, it had a kind of Hallmark, syrupy kind of energy about it, but it lasted several seasons. I never watched the show, but I've seen the commercials for it. Along with this, well, she's dead now, so I would never tell her, but she probably knows. I never watched it. I love her, but I never watched it. Along with this, there have been many magazine articles and TV shows and floods of books, several bestsellers, all about angels. And in these movies and stories about angels, in the words of Robert Frost, they were having a lover's quarrel with the world. And I think we're having a lover's quarrel with the world. You know, it's hard to be human and not. Yet being an angel means different things to different people. This poem by Maya Angelou is called Touched by an Angel. And she writes, we, you and I, unaccustomed to courage, exiles from delight, it's harsh, live coiled in shells of loneliness until love leaves its high holy temple and comes into our sight to liberate us into life. Love arrives, and in its train comes ecstasies, old memories of pleasure, ancient histories of pain. Yet if we are bold enough, love strikes away the chains of fear from our souls. We are weaned from our timidity in the flush of love's light. We dare to be brave, and suddenly we see that love costs all we are and all that we will ever be. And yet it is only love which sets us free. The term angel was also used when I was in the professional theater. You describe someone who would give our shows financial backing. Right, so we could go to Broadway or off-Broadway, and many times one would hear that a particular show was looking for an angel to help the show get off the ground. In biblical stories, many of these angels appeared very human, and even, you know, they made love, they ate, they fought one another. Joseph wrestles with an angel. These are not wispy, ethereal beings. These are flesh and blood people. The Quran, I just want to say, just for the record, and I'm not saying that it's true, but nowhere in these scriptures do these beings have wings. They don't have wings. I'm not saying they don't. but they don't in these stories. And some of you have read some of my books on extraterrestrials and religion. My position is that our ancestors drew wings to let people know that these beings could fly, that this technology, well, they couldn't understand it. But so that's there as well. But be that as it may, there does appear to be a resurgence in the culture, in the belief of angels. Now, at least this has been my experience when speaking with others on a spiritual path. And maybe it's not a resurgence after, many people, sometimes you have to go underground with stuff. When it's not being received. You go underground, so to speak. And maybe people just didn't talk as openly about the topic as they once did in the 90s. But is it just fanciful, wishful thinking on the part of people because of the social, ecological, financial, and political challenges of our time? I don't know, it's rhetorical. If we look in the Bible, if we look in other sacred texts, if we look in narratives of Aboriginal peoples, who they may use a different name, but they all talk about these beings who've come down from the sky and helped to jumpstart civilization. All of them. Now, are they all lying? I don't know. Is this all one great mass hallucination? It's something to think about. But what I do know is that these beings are very active during the Persian, the Greek, the Babylonian, and Roman empires. And most notably during the birth of Christianity and primitive Judaism. Can the notion of angels inspire us to become better people? Or to use the words of Abraham Lincoln, can we listen to the better angels of our nature? There's a book by this name, by this title, by Steven Pinker, in which he tries to make the case for why violence has declined in our time. But the question is, can the belief in angels provide us with the courage and imagination needed to deal with today's issues as we witness world events, which can become apocalyptic like that. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 2, we are told not to neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. And that's not hyperbole. When you read these stories and even extra biblical books, these beings can appear to us in the way we need them to get their message across. And when you read these stories, they are enough like us to make love to earth women and make children, but they also have these superpowers that we don't seem to have or have not tapped into as yet. I've known and spoken to many people who have said they have felt the presence of an angel at some point in their lives. And this means that you don't have to believe in angels, but it may be a matter of experience. In the last few centuries, because of technology, there has been no room for angels in our cosmology. Our culture, we are told, looks at science and technology as gods, which there's some truth to that. We are slaves to so-called facts, and we've been told that science is objective, and that it's a tool, a mode of inquiry, not a religion in and of itself. But I say follow the money and you will see where science, you'll see what science is. Not all science, I'm not anti-science. But it is difficult for a person, I see it now with Congress, and of course they've come out and said that we're not alone in the universe, and I don't know if you've been keeping up with it. they've finally come out and said for the last 70 years we've been lying to you. But I find it's hard for a ship could land right outside here and there would still be people here who would not believe it. And I think that it's hard for people whose livelihood depends on them not seeing things to see what they need to see. I'm thinking of the painter Edward Burne-Jones, who was born August 28, 1833. His sunset was June 17, 1898. He was a British artist and designer. He used intense colors in his paintings and was once quoted as saying, "The more discoveries science makes, the more angels I will paint." You see, technology scoffs at the belief in angels, and yet it appears at times that the human need for transcendence, for the sacred, trumps technology, no pun intended. But what exactly is an angel? We know very little about the nature or essence and powers and capabilities of angels. I mean, outside of what we read, we do know that they have no problem materializing in our space-time continuum. They mostly appear as men, at least in the Bible, but again, they speak, they eat meals, they drink, they get drunk, they make love, they took people by the hand, and in some instances were capable of direct contact, as in killing the firstborn in Egypt. We also are told in the book of Isaiah that an angel killed 185 Assyrian soldiers. And this happened at night when the Jewish people were asleep. And when they woke up, they saw these corpses. Modern day translations, the worst translation of the Bible, King James Version, because everyone speaks like a Shakespearean actor, when we know that they spoke Aramaic and Hebrew and Latin and what have you. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's a little dated. The King James Version says that that these people were smoted. That's an interesting word. It's a bit harsh. I didn't kill him, I smoted him. And so, in any case, angels were powerful entities, and they were not to be toyed with. Don't be deceived by the cute pink bare-bottomed cherubs you see on some art and holiday cards. When they do appear in the Bible, many times their first words are, "Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid." They are powerful beings as well because they seem to be, not all, but they seem to be very understanding beings. They see the bigger picture and they see it immediately. Angels can be special friends to prophets, and we desperately need prophets today. We need them in every profession. We need them in every role of citizenship and in every generation. We need them in the young people, and we need them in the elders. What do prophets do? The late Rabbi Abraham Heschel says that prophets interfere. They comfort the afflicted and they afflict the comfortable. If we're going to change the course of human history, we need prophets and we need angels. They're very much involved in prophecy. They're not overly intellectual in the stories that we read, but some of them, again, not all, some of them are loving and understanding. Their knowledge seems to be a knowledge of the heart. And so it is wisdom that we get from them, not just information and knowledge. And so obviously these beings have a lot to teach us spiritually. They know how to praise. And we could use a bit more praise for what is going on right in the world. There are things that are going on right. There are things in the country that do work, but that's not going to make the headlines. People are still trying to love each other. People are still trying to make a way out of no way. I mean, there is, James Baldwin says that the world turns by the love of a very few people. Praise is joy. It is the noise that joy makes. So perhaps technology, when we rely too much on technology, perhaps technology discourages praise and joy. Perhaps technology can discourage awe and wonder when living in the world of the machine. After all, we've become so jaded as human beings because, we've seen it all before. Perhaps living in a technological-like world, we need angels to shed light on ourselves, especially those aspects of ourselves that has had the life taken out of us. Things like our educational system, our jobs, our ways of worship. Angels work with human beings, guarding and defending us, inspiring us to get up and get the lead out, so to speak. During the Newtonian Cartesian industrial age, angels were no longer needed. There's no room for angels in a machine. In the 17th century, science and religion split. Religion took the spirit. Science took the entire universe, making the spirit or soul appear trivial, unscientific, and small. In some churches, the angels look chubby and cute, not powerful and awesome, which I assure you they were. For many clergy and religious theologians, mentioning angels was an embarrassment. But they're right there in the text. I read so overeducated and clever, that you miss it. I'm taking my ancestors, why would they lie? They may not know how to explain what they saw, but they saw it. My more conservative friends take it literally. My more liberal friends, oh, that's all metaphor, Michael. That's all myth, where the truth is really in between. Are the angels our friends or foes? Can we trust these invisible forces? We might put it the way Einstein did when he said that the most crucial question we can ask ourselves is the universe a friendly place? And you have to be careful how you answer it, because the way you answer it will inform the rest of your life. Can we just chill? Sometimes angels heal us and make us change our perspective on what reality really is. And once the mind is stretched, it never goes back to what it once was. So tells us Oliver Wendell Holmes. Angels also remind us of the eloquence of being quiet, the eloquence of silence. They call us to be greater than we think we are. They encourage awe and happiness. They also remind us to beware of our shadow side. If you over-identify too much with your goodness, not always a good thing. They remind us to be aware of what is repressed in us, because either we'll act it out or we'll act it in. Not good choices. Another vital gift of being in the presence of angels is that they remind us that we are not separate from each other. They remind us of that. They remind us that judgment is so immature spiritually. My Course in Miracle lesson today is that judgment and love are opposites. From one comes all the despair and unhappiness in the world, and from the other comes the peace of God. Comes the peace of God. They remind us that without judgment there would be no separation. And so we would see no difference between ourselves and our brothers and sisters. Without difference, there's no cause for conflict. There's no problem. Judgment makes everything different. It looks past what is the same and sees what it wants to see. I want to see that chink in the armor. And what we are looking for, we will find. But finding it does not make it the truth. If you accept it as the truth, then you see what you want to see. As we rediscover the interconnectedness of all life, as we reevaluate the earth traditions and connect even more deeply with our mother, it is equally important to keep our heads to the sky as well. Not that we're no earthly good, but just to remember where we come from. Mother Earth and Father Sky are partners. We have shot our missiles and rockets into the sky, and we've left our trash out there. Angels say, not only can this not be tolerated, but it's very dangerous. Lastly, we must remember that when and if we encounter angels, not to give our power away so quickly. There's a verse in 1 John chapter 4 where it encourages us to test the spirits that we encounter. It didn't say that there were no spirits. It said that you're going to encounter them and you need to test them. You need to have a spirit of discernment. There are people out here who are dangerously naive. Dangerously naive. The psalmist tells us that we are made just a little lower than the angels. There's a story in the book of Acts where the disciple Peter is pondering a vision he had when a man named Cornelius saw him and fell down and started to worship him. And he thought Peter was, and Peter said, "Get up, man. Get a hold of yourself. I'm a human being like you," which tells us that these beings can take on the form of what we look like. In the book of Acts, Paul and his friend Barnabas are called gods because Paul heals a man that was crippled from birth. Now, they were Greeks. Paul was Jewish. Part of his thing with Christianity was trying to get the Greeks to take Christianity seriously. And so they called Barnabas, they called him Zeus, and they called Paul Hermes. But Paul told them, "Hey, stop it, man. I'm a human being just like you." I can tell you that I have experienced, instances where I've seen an angel. One day I was walking across the street from the public library in New York on 46th Street. Well, actually, I was walking up 42nd Street. I was on 6th Avenue. And there was a homeless man, a man of color. And he was sitting in the lotus position, and he had his little basket. It was cold. And he had, a little blanket on. And I went up to him, and I said, "How you doing, brother?" And I put some money in the plate. And I didn't take more than 5, and this was 12, 1 o'clock. In New York, it's crowded. People trying to get by. And I didn't take more than 5 steps because I felt I had another 5 in my pocket. And when I turned around, that brother was gone. There was no way that he could have picked up all that and just disappeared. There's just no way. One day, it was about 5, 6:30 in the morning. I was going to a shoot. And I was I was on 23rd and Broadway. Not many people out. It was cold. And this was some years in between. And I was pensive. I had a lot on my mind. Probably I was having some money issues, which I seemed to always have when I was in New York.
Yeah.
And, and at that time I didn't know how to chill. And I was looking at the ground and, was not many people out. And there was a homeless man, another man of color, and he was sitting on the curb on the northwest side of the street. I was going downtown, I was going south. And he said, "Why the sad face, brother? Come on, let's pick it up." And I was like, "Wow. Hey, what's going on?" I mean, he's sitting in the gutter. I'm going to a job, and I'm the one who's going. So I said, brother, thank you for that. Thank you. He said, I don't need no money. I said, but I got a few dollars. So I gave him a few dollars. And I remember there's nobody really on the street. And I must have taken 3 steps, I swear to you. And I turned around to give him a thumbs up and said, you made my day. And he was gone. He was gone. What do you think? Let's wrap it up. You and I have also been angels to others and have had others assist us and teach us a lesson that we needed, which is probably to love unconditionally, to at least try. How often have you felt this way about someone or had the term used to describe you? An aspect of your character. Angels don't always have to come from other realms, or do they? Perhaps we're all angels, maybe fallen angels, and by fallen I mean, we make mistakes, not original sin ickiness. I feel that by embracing our humanness and trying to understand what that means, we become angels. It's almost counterintuitive. There's the old saying that nothing human is foreign to me. I don't know. Listen, I'm rambling. I'll let you decide. Perhaps it's true by being kind to the stranger, we may be entertaining angels unawares. For those who do not believe in angels, or at least not in the way I've just talked about it, I say to you, look in the mirror when you leave here and go back home today. Albert Schweitzer once said that a person does not have to be an angel to be a saint. Thank God. But be that as it may, I know there's an angel somewhere inside each and every one of you. That I know. I don't doubt it. But most of all, at least in my mind, angels remind us of, in 4 words, what all of us know, but we forget so too often, that I am with you. You don't have to go it alone. This too shall pass. And last but not least, angels always seek to remind us that it is in learning to love that we earn our wings. That we earn our wings. May it always be so. Amen and blessed be. All right. Thank you, angels. Our closing hymn. Please rise as you are willing and able. Hymn number 144. Now is the time approaching. Number 144.
For we learn no longer
choir and our maestros for their work this morning. So just a reminder, hope to see you Thursday at 5, Wednesday. Well, that's happy hour. On Thursday. It'll be a happy hour. Yeah, Wednesday at 5.
Yeah.
So, we have been blessed this morning by who we are and by the hope and promise that we have in this community, in our community, and what we're building here. So I want you to remember that hope and promise, all right? Y'all gonna have to be real quiet now, because people are trying to listen. Remember that you are a unique and needed part of this community. So we want to take this right into 2026. We want to take it, we're going to let go, right? We're going to let go and we're going to start new. So remember that you are needed, that you are a neat and needed part of this community. Live its beauty. Tell its story. Tell your story. And go in peace. And hopefully I will see you Wednesday at 5.